Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to your weekly corner Späti. It's myself, Nick, and Uma,
Hi.
and we're having just a very chill time in your lovely new apartment. I must say, I'm so honored to be, as you told me, like right when I walked in, that you're like, oh, you're one of the first people to see your new place, and it's a very we got nice like lighting in here. It's not too bright. It really gets the
Cozy vibe.
cozy vibes, but also I'm lounging on a very nice, well, maybe not nice, but a comfy couch.
Excuse me.
I'm just kidding, but
This was what do you call it? A Schnäppchen?
a Schnäppchen.
Yeah, because the new price on IKEA is like 600.
Oh yeah, IKEA
And,
prices are the dumbest shit ever. When you see like
Right?
when you do the jump from like student furniture to like more adult price
Yeah,
furniture,
yeah.
and then you're like, this is worth
It's
it.
insane.
Like, yeah.
Because my mom is always like, oh, just get it in IKEA. I'm like, Mom, you think IKEA is cheaper than it actually is. Like, it's so expensive if you want not ugly things,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, that's kind of the thing that then I've been doing. I've been on vacation for like the last 3 weeks. It's been wonderful.
Nice.
It's been beautiful. The reason why I can't, I guess, talk too much about the news lately is because I've been just not paying attention to it,
of course.
because when your job and then your corner Späti side hustle is all the news, the last thing that then you kind of want to do when you have 3
your
weeks
free
off
time,
is
yeah.
to do news. So it was super cute that we got to like do we did a what's it called? A cyberpunk episode that's coming out as
Mhm.
well during that time. So keep on the lookout for that during Christmas. Just a little heads up. But what I was saying is that with my free time, I spent a lot of time on eBay Kleinanzeigen,
Mm.
or like, classifieds for those who don't know, like who are outside of Germany, or like it's like Craigslist in the US.
Is it called classified?
Yeah, Kleinanzeigen is a classified.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the classified section of the newspaper.
No.
So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like
So-
personal ads
yeah,
and whatnot.
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, and so like furniture has been something that I've also been looking for as well, and I found a couple of things. It's
Mhm.
always there's always like more fun and like the rush of it than of actually like, okay, I finally fucking got this thing.
Yeah,
Now I have to
yeah.
actually go pick
Right?
it up.
Oh my god, that's how I feel as well. Because also, like living with my partner, it's like I always have to run everything by him. But I like my taste better than his. So
Yeah, of
sometimes
course.
I'm like, I see something I really, really like, and he's sleeping or whatever, so I can't run it by him. I'm like, fuck, like I really, really wanna. I'm just gonna send a DM, and then he's like, oh, I fucking hate this. Why did you send?
You're
a
like, too
DM?
bad,
I'm
pick
like,
it up.
"No." It is. Yeah, literally, go with your sakara and pick it up.
Yeah. No. So the thing though that I've realized is that then I do not understand why anyone in the right mind tries to sell any of the like Malm and like Billies
Oh my-
on
The audacity of people on eBay Kleinanzeigen.
Yes.
Oh my
Either,
God.
all right, I've come to the conclusion of this of they're like the fact that, all right, I don't know how or why I've never bought a Malm ever in my life.
No.
Like I've never like that is it's just something that then I've come into owning somehow. Like there's
Yeah.
you come into owning a piece of
Yeah.
this really basic IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
And I feel that that's the way that it should be. Like
It gets passed
it just
down.
gets passed down. Don't sell it. Leave it on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if it's like, in good enough condition, give it away, obviously, to someone who, a student who
Yeah.
is going to need it. Or if there's someone in your apartment, like whoever, there is
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
out there in the
exactly.
world who needs a mom. Do not, though, go and be like, oh, yeah, I can get $20 for this on eBay.
It's honestly ridiculous. And sometimes you see like the most fucked up looking furniture. Like you can tell it's been through hell and back, and they still want money, and it's like dirty and broken, and they still put like $20. I'm like, excuse me, like
There was I remember I bought like a what's it called? Like a nightstand.
mhm.
And then like when I went to go pick like I offered the lady $20 for it. She wanted 50 and she's like, oh, it has to be like redone. But it was like it is like a pretty cute vintage piece. So I can completely
Mhm.
understand why she wanted like a little bit of money for it, but then I go to like pick it up from her and just a leg falls off.
Oh
Yeah, I took it with me. It's an easy fix.
Yeah,
like
did
you just
pay 20 in the end?
Yeah, I paid $20
Yeah.
for it.
Imagine you were like, sure, 50,
50,
it's
yeah.
fine, and then it just falls off, and you're like, well, actually.
Yeah, no, definitely no. I would never pay eBay list price for the shit that people. Okay, we were talking about this off mic. How do we end up on furniture talk? I like whatever. It's fine. We can talk about this for a minute.
Topic.
Yeah. Also, because I think it exhibits something of Berlin that's really funny, is in the sense of that people who, maybe this is in other cities too, but I always just find it really funny when you're kind of cruising eBay Kleinanzeiger, particularly within the furniture selection of things, that everyone just like thinks that everything that they own is vintage and worth something. And you see this within all the like stupid like secondhand stores here as well.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, like I get secondhand shopping. I personally am not like super into it. I kind of weirded out by the concept of buying like, other people's old clothes who I don't know. Just
nothing ever fits me, so I don't even try.
I'm just picky. And to be fair, like the men's sections of, come on, like we do live in Germany. Like I can only sift through so many like Camp David and S. Oliver shirts and shit like that before I'm just give up and I'm like, all right, like I can't continue. But what I just find it really funny that then when you go to like like you look on eBay or you go to like a secondhand furniture store or you go to like a Humana or whatever and you see like some of the dumpiest shit in your life.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, just because this stuff like, is like what, 20 years old, people are like, oh, it's vintage. Like a fucking, world's greatest dad shirt or like, some like really shitty like fold up chairs or something like that. And you're just like, no, like, come on, like let's be real.
But I think that places like Humana or Oxfam or these places, they at least have the decency to put a low price on these things. But people on eBay just go crazy. Like they just put DDR or, as we said, like off mic earlier, mid-century, and then they ask so much money for a piece of furniture that, again, you can see it's really fucked up, and you'll also have to carry from like one side of Berlin to the other. So it's like, what?
Oh goodness. Well, yeah. So anyway, aside from the fact of that, then I've been cruising eBay Kleinanzeiger like nobody's business, and have also had to deal, like I'm trying to sell some things on there and then dealing with people wanting to buy them. Ugh, I hate it. Like just buy the damn thing or don't. I'd like literally. To be fair, I'm selling a guitar, and so people like back and forth just being like asking about like the most like specific things.
Wouldn't it be easier if they just came over and
yes, exactly. I've offered that so many times.
Yeah, just come, just see it for yourself.
But anyway, aside from that, I've like, as I said, not really been paying too much attention to the news, but obviously, I've been lurking Twitter. I've been, I can't, as one does. Like I can't avoid the game. Like it keeps I can hear the perkies, aka the news calling. But I think the like I said, chill episode talking about furniture and whatever else comes our way.
Exactly.
I've been really enjoying the just absolute downfall of Twitter.
It's been so funny. Like a lot of people are freaking out, but I think it's so hilarious.
I mean, the first and foremost thing of that, I remember, like, just out of, I remember there was all the silly things of coming across the, like, Elon defenders, like, the week ago.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, it's genius. He'd, so many, like, $8 a blue check, and he'll make his money back for sure. And no one realizing how much $44 billion actually is. Yeah. Like he could make his money back in a year. There's just not enough people on planet Earth for then like that to happen.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, and then just like the slow decay into the absolute chaos of this week of like all the, parody accounts and shit. And I don't know.
How did he, I mean, obviously we know he's not a genius, but how did he not think like, oh, if everybody can just buy a blue check, impersonations are gonna happen? Like that's just the first thing that you think of.
I think he just like, I mean, this is the ultimate like stupidity within like how like libertarians think, right? Like oh well, if we make the barrier for entry people what I think is low, for then playing on this, like being able to like be noticed in the like Twitter playground. Because remember, if you didn't have a blue check, there was also then the threat too that your like account would be more or less like hidden. In like a different realm of Twitter, more or less, that you would automatically be put into the like further replies, exactly, or like expand section or whatever, and that like I don't know, it's just like it because that's like that method that like people like. I mean, like there's that really silly Washington Post op-ed, remember, from like 2 years ago, of like we should give billionaires more say in American politics or whatever.
God,
it really, I mean, like the thing at the end of the day is that like that's just more or less the same like method, like paying to play. Is just that to them makes sense. It's like contractual agreements to libertarians is only in the economy, like there's nothing else that then like they pretend that nothing else exists because they're too fucking stupid. But yeah, like the idea that it's like, oh, well, if you just like, you too can be verified. Like, I never wanted to be verified. I never cared. Who fucking asked you? Like,
honestly, did you see though that like, I mean, I have it, so I'm guessing you'll have it as well. In notifications, there's a verified section. Yeah. So if you click there, you can see like.
Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's only an iPhone only update.
No, I saw it on web as well, I think.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Right? And then you can see like who's verified and who has like interacted with your tweets, which I guess was like when normal people could buy like the checks.
Oh yeah, because they suspended it.
Oh yeah, like literally yesterday.
Yesterday.
Because someone oh my god, I have not seen the picture. I'm very thankful because someone impersonating, I don't think it was Nintendo, but it was some brand.
Oh no, one of them was Nintendo, and then they.
No, for sure. The one with Mario, like, No, but the like the last straw was someone impersonating a brand posted a picture of pregnant Luigi showing his asshole to Valuigi.
That's awesome. Oh, I love I mean, like, the internet's a horrid place, but at the same time, sick.
I'm just concerned that someone drew that in the first place.
Yeah, that's like, amazing.
Why would you?
So I do have the verified section.
Right? It's so
I have
weird.
one person who liked a tweet of mine, two of my tweets. This person who is one of my best friends. We're gonna have a discussion. We're gonna talk about this. I know why they're verified. They didn't pay for it, but the thing that then set it off was because there was a company that then someone impersonated that said that insulin's free.
Oh yeah, I also saw that.
And then
didn't the stonk?
Yeah, they lost the stonks.
Stonk.
Yeah, they lost billions of dollars yesterday.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why. I'm pretty sure that's the. Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny that Elon gave us the power that he always had with Tesla. Of that, he single-handedly could destroy the stock and had on multiple occasions. That's why he got removed from the board. Is because he was too volatile for the company stock. Because the only thing that then Tesla's valued in is him existing.
Yeah.
Because there's no fucking way that company who makes I think they've made altogether 500,000 cars.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure a fourth of those have all been, 3/4 of those have all been recalled at one point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Toyota makes 5 million cars a year or something like that. Fuck off.
It's always like everybody who has a Tesla just loves Elon.
Yeah.
Like there's no other, like a normal person.
There's two types of people who love Teslas.
Okay.
There's that one, of course, yes.
Yeah. And the second one?
The Teslas just replaced the Prius for rich people.
Fair enough.
The Prius was always at least in the US was always the LA car to show okay, of course, these people could all afford S-Class Mercedes if they wanted to, but they're environmentally conscious. They bought a Toyota Prius. So the Tesla obviously just replaced that. Those people do not care about Elon Musk. They care though about that fucking tax break that they're getting for buying an EV. So yeah. The Elon stands are the funniest though, because Elon, my car exploded.
Yeah, my car killed 5 children and then exploded. How can I fix this?
Yeah, my car decided to turn into a Gundam and just started like reenacting a level of Grand Theft Auto. Can you please?
Oh my god!
Can you please?
Like we
save
joke,
me?
but I've seen such like.
you've seen.
No, I've seen some things.
You've
No.
seen a Tesla. You've seen a Tesla turn into an Ava, and then create Third Impact.
No, but like, those tweets that went viral of literally Tesla's like locking the person inside and then bursting into flames and shit, and like that's so scary, man. Like I don't understand how, even if you're a fucking Elon stan, you see that and you're not like, okay, maybe I shouldn't get a Tesla. Like I literally know someone who is my age or even a year younger, and he took out a loan in the bank to get a Tesla.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh my god. There's this is a little bit silly, but so in my like one of my like things I like doing in my free time is like there's like a there's like a YouTuber that I follow who just like does like silly news about like skateboarders.
Okay.
And like how you can imagine skaters being a really embarrassing group of people.
Oh, yeah.
It's really like it's real like the like all these like skaters getting involved in like these ridiculous like scams like NFT projects and shit like that. And like a lot of them are like a lot of the older guys who I remember like liking as pros when I was growing up are all like kind of becoming like crypto bros or like trying to run for like or starting their like businesses because they can't skate anymore. And so one of these guys is like one of these crypto bros.
Yeah.
I think his name's Mikey Taylor. He tried to run for local politics in California as well as like a crypto bro.
No.
But
there's so embarrassing.
He posted a video of himself on Instagram getting locked in his Tesla and then gave a response to it about why he still likes Tesla.
Oh my god. What is it with these people? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Their car tries to kill them and they're still like, don't worry, I love you.
Yeah, it's truly like, and first off, I highly recommend that even if you do not skate, find random pro skaters or random ex-pro skaters to follow on social media, particularly Instagram, because they're all trying to like get on some form of like making money that isn't on skating because they can't make it there anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I love it. Yeah, and
sad.
a lot of them have like real douchey. I mean, like they're douchebags to begin with. A lot of them, but a lot of them have real douchebag crypto bro energy. But they're just like not like quite there enough to understand the fundamentals because they probably smoked too much weed for the first like 30 years of their lives. Yeah,
part of their brain.
Yeah,
I did actually meet one time this. Well, so it's a weird story, but I had a friend and he was like, oh yeah, I have a friend who is also a skater who lives like literally by you. That was back when I lived in Barcelona. Who lives like by you. He asked me to come over. Do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, a skater. He was like 50 or like 40. Had a whole ass child like running around the place. A wife, a cat and wife, and he was American. And the conspiracy theories that he started.
Hell fucking yeah.
Like the dumbest, weirdest stuff about climate change, and I think Corona was a thing already. So about like such random shit, and I was like,
yeah, there's
there's
a specific character that I love of a person who's typically from the US. They're typically from Southern California or just California in general.
He was from California.
Oh yeah, and the best one is the one who's like they're like a little hippie and like or like alt in like an older like boomer sort of way.
Yeah,
and they move to Europe and they just go insane. There was a guy who I think he still lives here. He's the like he takes care of like a sports facility somewhere in Neukölln, and he's this dude from San Diego who's just like this massive stoner who's like 60 and just like believes the wackiest shit. He's like super nice, super chill guy, and then just be like, yeah, it's great, like because he like found out I was from the US. He's like, man, it's crazy what's going on back home, and then just starts rattling off these like FEMA camps and stuff like that.
Oh my god.
It's like and it's like kind of funny too because they're like, yeah, I'm glad I'm here. This like they're always like really like pretty like in Germany, like not too crazy with the politics here. Like we're like they'll like some of them will get into the whole thing of like that they'll like be like AFD like adjacent guys, but this this guy for some reason just talked about conspiracies in the U.S. to me, but it's also because we were from like, the next state over. So he's like, I can't believe what's happening in that part of the country. I'm like, I'm gonna not. Sure, I'm gonna not talk.
What do you do though? Like, because obviously you don't know this person enough to like argue with them.
I'm very much I'm very much a bad whatever. Like, I don't want to get into confrontation with that stuff. Yeah, exactly. Whenever I see people like trying to be like, like confront this or that, like everywhere that you can, it's like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like. I don't want to deal with like the anxiety of that and the fact of that. Then I need this person's help probably next week to let me in this place.
That's the thing. Like, if you don't know the person enough, I really don't bother. Like, obviously, if it's a friend, you always call out friends or someone that a classmate,
or if you see like someone out and about, like doing something fucking.
Well,
heinous,
obviously that's way different. That's different than being like some weird conspiracy theory that probably isn't harmless.
FEMA camps.
Isn't harmful.
They're turning the freaking frogs gay.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what like if I actually heard someone tell me that in like they said that to me with their whole heart and they believe that, I would agree probably. I'd be like, like,
I would be turned. I would be like,
it's like, it's like not even like, it's not even like, those like not even like really harmful. And that ended up being one of those conspiracy theories that Alex Jones is actually right about, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it had like I remember seeing an actual like I remember
my
seeing.
boyfriend told me about it, but I don't remember. I think I just blacked out. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was also like this when this like skater man started like saying his weird conspiracies. Like, I was literally in his house, so I wasn't gonna be like, you
were at Skater Man's house.
Yeah, but my friend like knew me too well, so he was just looking at me like trying,
That's so funny.
It was really weird.
But yeah, so back on back on track of silly things that have happened this week, because we're taking it, as you can see, very lighthearted here today. Did you saw the KFC thing? The Germany KFC thing.
God. Oh my God, I did see that.
So I thought, because, kind of tying in with then like the Twitter shit, is that this to me sounded exactly like one of those like fake Twitter things. And I'm like, wow, did everyone like actually fall for that? Like, that can't be true. And then to find out it was like a newsletter that they sent around as like an email.
Yeah. I think Karen like retweeted it or something, and I was like, surely that's not like, as you, I was like, sure,
that seemed like a fake
true.
Tweet
like,
thing.
That's so weird. And then like, news articles starting popping up about it, and I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Well, because that's the thing, is the reason I didn't believe it is because the first news article that I found about it was from like the New York Post, and I'm like, oh, whatever, like this is like not real. Like the New York Post is a bunch of idiots. Yeah, like the New York Post is like, will post something about like, I remember I saw one that are like, they were saying that then like, these emojis are like racist or something, because they found like a Reddit thread of like 10 people talking about racist emojis, or like classist emojis or whatever, sexist emojis or some shit. I don't fucking know. Fake boomer shit. Why do people put
so much energy on that?
I don't know, but like imagine working as like, that's your job as a journalist. Like,
right? Like, do you take this so seriously that you have to fucking write a...
No, probably not. You're probably
no, they don't care.
No, like, exactly. You're just like,
have a deadline to meet.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing that then, like, I would rather... I don't know. Like, it's kind of the thing of that's the, like, which one's kind of worse? Like, the dipshit New York Post journalist who, like, writes about that stuff, who probably is, like, I don't know, like... They're not op-eds. They're probably not getting paid that much money, or they may be like freelance. Like, and those, like, those people don't make fucking, they don't make shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how the New York Post pays, and they're also like a right-wing magazine. So at the end of the day, like, I kind of don't care.
Yeah.
But like that, or in comparison to then like a character that we've had on the show like multiple times, like Andreas Kluth, who's like this like American German guy who writes for Bloomberg.
Okay.
Who, I mean, but he has like a 6-figure salary and like writes like the dumbest things of like,
Jesus
this
Christ.
week I learned that Germany has this problem, and then he'll do the like dipshit op-ed like, you know, thing of where he just literally like does those Twitter threads of I learned about this today, and then you know, decides that that's the proper occasion to write an entire article about it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Or, I can't believe no one's talking about this, and it's like something that is just personal to
Karen
him.
and I actually want to do a whole episode about that whole topic.
Okay. Yeah.
Because funny that you mentioned this actually. Well, now you know what, we can just talk about this amongst ourselves and see if it comes up into like any other, you know, things of media. Because one of the like those posts I always see from a handful of accounts that are like really like they always set like a massive like alarm off whenever I see the why like mainstream media is not talking about this one, because that's always typically a right-wing talking point because of just growing up like in a like right-wing environment. That was always the thing that talk radio used all the time. And a lot of it, like, you know, sometimes some of the stuff was like actually true, you know, like in the sense of like, you know, certain, you know, dealings of, you know, the Obama administration, like the conservatives, you remember, they just didn't like Obama. It didn't have to do with anything about like morals, but like conservatives, like some groups of conservatives did like have a problem with like the drone strike shit, even though they don't care about drone strikes. They just didn't like Obama.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is a fair point sometimes when you see certain things like, yeah, okay, like as a Marxist, you know, or as someone, I guess, on the general left, there is obviously a general skepticism towards media that then is controlled by, you know, the wealthy and, you know, by, you know, whatever version you want to, you know, the 1%, the, you know, the capitalists, whatever your version of that is. I think we can all kind of agree that that's how particularly corporate media works. But even in Germany, a country that then's like has a public media broadcasting system, still gears towards being very Atlanticist, very pro-Europe. You know, like there's still like a country that then pretends that there's like this lively debate culture that exists in it. Doesn't really, I don't see it as much unless it's like for like, may I be racist? Not like foreign policy or economic issues or, you know, so like there is something that's kind of like, I have to always kind of like double take when I see that that phrasing because of where that always like originated for me in that sense, and that it is kind of, you know, coded as either it could be like, okay, true, you know, hey, drone strikes, you know, economic issues, protests, this and that, but then a lot of the times I notice then it just links to something that then is either like not that big or is like the context the people who are posting it don't really fully understand. Because I like literally for my work we have to like be sure that we're covering most protests in Europe. I mean, if we can or can't. So like there are like thousands of protests every week in Europe, if not every day in Europe, you know? So normally it'll be like this is an anti-NATO protest. Why aren't they reporting about this and that and that? And it's like, well, first off, doesn't matter how big it is. Like normally nothing happens at these.
Yeah.
It's just people go, they wave flags, they say some things. And unless you're like glued to Twitter all day, you're not going to see that on like a newsreel outside of online or outside of Instagram or whatever. And even on Instagram, like, you have to follow some niche ass fucking platforms. Like you have to follow like Telesur or stuff like that to like see, you know, footage like that, or like these incredible, or like, you know, like right wing accounts at the end of the day, or like accounts that you don't realize are right wing, like Radio Geneva, which is a massive right wing account. That literally every day posts, the media's not talking about this. And it's like, yeah, because this is a Nazi protest. You left that massive asterisk out. You know, and that's the thing too at the end of the day, is that like a lot of the time is that then a lot of the groups that they focus and show, particularly currently right now with the situation with Ukraine, are just like, neo-Nazis or ultra right-wing groups or whatever, or, you know, in Italy, the thing that like, because I use the example of Radio Geneva, and I always see those pop into my feed all the time. And it's always the protests are like 99% of the time reactionaries, you know, I mean, there are people who like would like, you know, all probably voted for, you know, the current government. You know, or at least for like Salvini and shit like that. Like, and they even are like they're pretty explicit about it too. Like they like
they're not hiding at all.
I don't know. It's just really goofy to me, and I really wish that then people would also understand too that then like the reason why just protests in general aren't like reported about is because like no one cares about a protest in like a more general sense typically if like there's not like a massive confrontation happens, you know? The reason why a lot of people cared about like G20 in Hamburg was because there was a massive riot that started, you know? And I mean we can look to plenty of examples within the last few years of them like,
Barcelona, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I have a few issues with these tweets as well, because like a lot of the time the person tweeting it doesn't actually seem to care about whatever they're tweeting.
Half the time it's a protest that never happened, which is even the funniest. That's
really?
The funniest. Yes.
Oh god.
So
that's even worse. That's so sad.
Yes. So the best one is that then when people will be like, last weekend 500,000 French people went on to, like, this is the one that I saw relatively recently. It was like, last weekend 500,000 people went onto the street in France to protest this and this and this. Never it happened 3 years. The picture that they used was from 3 years ago, and the protest that they were talking about never happened.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, I think people would have known.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, the easiest thing I can go do is look through the footage that I've seen from work in the last week, and it's like, nope, didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because we would have received the footage from that. I would have had some chain of contact with someone who would have filmed it, and if it was bad footage, just wouldn't have taken it. Or that's the thing, is that then like, at least for me, it's like, okay, I can literally look up in 2 seconds of, is this real?
They just like they literally just want to feel morally superior.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't know
you
this
don't know
band.
about this.
Yeah,
exactly. Name 2 songs.
Yeah. Name 5 protests happening this weekend.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my god. Can finish, and then I need to tell you about a character that I thought of on the way over here.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then, while you're remembering, then this makes me think of, I kind of ended up in a headspace today of, do I dislike leftists, or do I just dislike, or do I just dislike
Twitter?
Younger people who are coming into their politics who are a bit too overzealous and they're a bit too like kooky about it, and like that they do have the name your
to be fair,
name your
like
5.
I think I used to be like that.
We
as
all
well.
did. No, it's fine. Like we
Especially
all have,
with like feminism. When I discovered feminism,
Yeah.
I was such a fucking annoying like.
Yeah, it's like don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong about having this period of time in your politics or whatever it is. It doesn't need to be. It can be it can be
formative years.
Yeah,
you know?
You find this within whatever then the thing that you're into that then is like, you find your niche community. I get it. Like I was that way with music and stuff like that. I was like that. Like I mean, you find something in a group of people that you share a like with, and then it's exciting that then it's like unique and not really I mean, politics isn't underground, but it's it seems like it's like exciting because it's like, ooh, this is like, liberation politics are fun and exciting, and there is like a fervor to it. I definitely get it. But to that point of that this headspace I was in was kind of like this character I created in my head of just like this like where were you at the demo this week?
Oh no, stop it. Oh no. Stop. Because I do always feel super guilty when I don't go to demos, and then I'm like, I hope nobody calls me out on this.
No. We're gonna make it super clicky left, like even more clicky leftism, but like high school clicky leftism. I'm like, I didn't see you at the, I didn't see you at the like whatever, the whatever Fridays for Future demo or whatever. Because I always be like lame shit. I don't fucking know.
I remember what I wanted to say. That those people that are always like, I don't see people talking about this. They always focus on like English speaking media. And of course, like, local media always covers, or most of the time cover protests. Not even, like, doesn't matter how small they are. Like, I don't know, Catalan News, obviously, they were covering all the riots and everything in Barcelona way before like English speaking media was covering that, right? And they're like, why is nobody talking about this? Well, learn another language.
I don't see you following any local Catalan Twitter pages.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah. All right. Here it is. Yeah. Hyper clicky mean girl leftism. Let's go. 2023. Let's destroy leftism even more.
Oh my god. No.
Yeah. So if you want to join me in that, let me know. We can make our own bad girl clique. Yeah. I mean, the only requirement is that you have to be really hot, and that's it. And you have to be able to like twirl your hair in like a sassy way, which I totally can. So
you need to do that and chew gum at the same time.
Yeah, of course,
as well.
absolutely.
And
I don't eat food. All I do is just eat gum. So yeah, you know,
Fair enough.
even like those calories, I'm not a fan of. So, but yeah, I don't want to act. I mean, like, all right, I don't want to ruin leftism. That's a joke. To anyone who's gonna call me out on that, please don't.
They're just gonna crop that 2 seconds audio.
Nick wants to ruin leftism.
Corner Späti hates
Corner Späti
leftists.
is a right wing op.
It's a Russian up.
It's a Russian CIA double backed op. Yeah, I can't decide. My money too good. Uma's apartment's so nice, guys. It's because of the.
It's a Russian money. It's a Russian CIA money.
Yeah. Oh my God, caviar in one hand, and what
Champagne on the other.
I guess, yeah. Well, I expect the U.S. to give me something better,
Oh.
like I don't know, Dodge Ram 1500.
Sure. I don't
Yeah,
want that.
no, I want a
accept
Dodge Ram 3500. Driving through the streets of Berlin in a car that's like
that.
bigger
Is it
than
that
the
like
S-Bahn.
killer fucking tank?
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Yeah, exactly.
God,
People.
yeah.
Oh yeah. This reminded me of the cowboy store that I talked about last episode with Kieran. But yeah, I want to meet a person in Berlin who owns a truck, like who owns an American truck.
I haven't seen any trucks, but in this neighborhood, I have seen like Jeeps, big Jeeps as well. But they're like still not that big, so I don't know
Okay,
if
yeah,
counts.
no. I want to meet. I want to know what is like. I have to meet and interview, like Corner Späti exclusive interview with a random guy who owns a Dodge truck in Berlin. There's like
Just track him down.
yeah, there's one around my house of a guy who he drives a Dodge Ram 1500, and it has this like silly custom paint job on it that says like
Here
in vetting, yeah, it says like Jaeger on it, like in big letters.
No.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but not like Jägermeister. It's
No,
not
like
yeah.
Hunter.
Yeah. It just says in big
no.
letters, like painted on the side, like Jaeger or something similar to it.
Ew.
Like it's
Ew.
insane, and I'm like, is this like a special model of
Nazism?
no. Is this like a special Dodge that I'm unaware of, like the Dodge Jaeger that's like exclusive for the German market, or is this guy a freak? And it's the latter, or he's a freak. But yeah, if any of our listeners are a German who owns an American truck, may I please
come forward.
talk to you? Why?
We will travel to you. We don't care where you are.
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about one remotely interesting or serious thing for the past like however long we've been recording.
I did tell you this will be a brain dead episode.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, it's perfectly fine. Like I said, I was coming off of my vacation, and I didn't want to look at the sad, unfortunate reality of what the world is, because no thanks. I want the funnies. Give me the goods.
Yeah.
And I went back to work yesterday, and I had to just work as like a it's called like a news assistant, where you just kind of like pretty much just like send emails out during the day if they need like a second person. But then it was like, yeah, no, it's nice. I can just sit at home and do my laundry and just hang out and not have to stress too much. But yeah, just like having like 3 like summits going on simultaneously was like, oh yeah, like this is what's going on. There's like the there's like the Asian whatever like leaders all meeting up. there's some fucking UN Council shit or whatever. There's the European Council or European Union. It's like, oh, yep, the gang's all here. Like, nothing's changed. Like, I don't think people realize too also as well with how much of the news is literally just press conference.
Oh my God, I know, right? Like, it's just politicians talking.
Yeah, like
shit.
It literally is just like, Macron said this, or like, Joseph Borrell said that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like literally, like, like Borrell met yesterday with like the leaders of Serbia and Kosovo, but then didn't meet with them simultaneously. So it's like, oh, it doesn't even fucking matter.
But
like,
what's the point? Oh my God.
But yeah, I don't know. I also would like really like to have the like more of a chance to talk about in the sense of like kind of like more. I mean, I don't know how to put this in words for the episode because it sounds sillier for the podcast, but it's like whenever anyone asks, like, because people always come like, oh, you work for the Kremlin, this and that. It's like, yeah, like I don't like never hid that. Like I'm very open that I work for Russia, like that I work for Rupley. Mm-hmm. In the sense of just like no one has ever asked me of like what is it actually like, and I cannot express to you how boring it is. Like, it's so not like
it is literally not what people
think. Like I mean. It's a very interesting kind of like it's a very interesting kind of like behind the scenes thing of journalism that I don't think people realize is like one, super not exciting. Two, I have like actually a lot of say in like what can be produced, which is actually like kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. But it's not the way that you like think it is of like that it's like, oh yeah, like like because when people are like, oh, like how are you gonna like rebel against Putin, this and that, it's like I don't like. Do you know what we do? We like, just footage. Like
it's literally just like people are always like, oh, the op-eds and
it's like why don't you write an op-ed? It's like
I saw like
where like
when the whole drama like went down, and somebody was like, why don't you go write an opinion piece? And Karen was like, there's no op-eds in Rupley. Like there's nothing. It's literally also the website is hideous. It's
disgusting.
So
it's like green
horrible.
And black. Yeah,
it's so hard. It's like. And literally just videos, and it just says like
it's just videos
or this person talks, or like it's the most normal, objective website ever. Like it's literally just videos, and people. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's like I mean like I can understand the sense of like having, like I think genuinely like hate my one. Okay, first off, if RT even still existed, but it's like I would generally like have maybe a little bit more like problem with. Like I could understand the criticism a little bit more if I worked for RT,
No, for sure.
And like I know that then like I know like there are like a lot of colleagues at Rupley as well like left immediately. Like one of the entire other departments just like cleared out. It's like there was like a mass exodus. I couldn't financially afford it to do that, and at the same time, it's like I mean it's just like at the end of the day, it's like. I'm aware of where I work. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's not like there's like like a picture of Vladimir Putin over it, and we have to like do like very pro Putin. Like we still have to be objective journalists with our stuff that we get on the ground from anywhere. Mm-hmm. That's why the thing of that thing of the why is the media not talking about this thing bugs me so goddamn much because it's so easy to do the like basic research to like figure out what you're looking at in terms of video, I mean, okay, I understand that then it's like, dates and stuff like that are kind of hard. Like you can fake footage pretty easily with like, especially depending on what part, like if it comes from a part of the world that you're not nearly as familiar with. There's a lot of cases then footage like tries to get sold to us that then is like older or this and then that. And you have like mechanisms to then prevent that from happening, which then obviously, of course, the average person's not going to go look up the metadata of like, a Twitter video, so I get that perspective that there is like you can fool people in that regard. But if you're like talking about the sense of like 50 million people marched on Champs-Elysees, like you can Google that, and you can French papers would have that on So and that's like the thing of that then like that's also then like part of the job as well is that then it's like okay like I totally get that Russia does a shit ton of fucking disinformation and like some of the companies that like are in the realm of like things like Redfish or RT and stuff like that, do they put out misleading stuff. Like, yeah, I'm totally aware of that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
When it's like the fact that then it's like, I don't touch any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And we just do like what fucking AP does. And it's like the thing that's really funny too is that then if people want footage from Ukraine and from Russia and shit like that, Ripley's one of the only places that then a lot of Western media places get a lot of this footage, unless you just go onto like Telegram, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Telegram's really hard to verify.
That's
you
the
know?
thing. Yeah.
So it's like you can pull a Telegram video, and I know that then like friends of mine who I work with could like figure out to you if it's real or not, or like, you know, this is I don't like that shit's so hard. Like it's so difficult, and it's so there's so many fakes out there for so much shit. But it's like, and it's been a really eye-opening experience too of like working in this environment there as well with kind of the with the war going on and the perception towards Russia, obviously for very understandable reasons not great. But and just kind of like see how it's like internally also affecting this whole media apparatus thing too, and especially because like Moscow doesn't really have a lot of control over us, which is even like kind of like the things that people don't realize too much on the English site.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a bunch of stuff then that like we won't put out because like it like
it's disinformation,
either disinformation or can't be verified, or just
propaganda,
plethora of other reasons. No, the propaganda one's like not even. I mean, like the thing of it is that
not like propaganda per se, but
we
like,
can't avoid some of those. You know, like the things. Propaganda is the weird, but I mean, like the thing of it. Then it's like when you have a stringer in Russia who goes on the street and interviews people. Yeah. Like, what's your opinion on this? And they're all like resounding, like, "Oh yeah, we love this." You know,
well, yeah,
can't
but
really,
that's not propaganda. That's actually super interesting to see. Like,
yeah. It's a vibe. It's I don't know. It's been I mean, to be very fair, is like I completely understand when people like have a problem with it. I'm not like, I'm not gonna open up that can of worms of that, but
no, but like at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like you understand why some people might have a problem with it, but like, you can just do what you do. And I
mean, it's just, again, if we have a legitimate, if we're good leftists and good Marxists about the sense of how media works and shit like that, I don't feel nearly as bad about looking at video footage than if I were to like making op-eds about like WMDs in Iraq that like murdered a million people. So
no, exactly.
Like I'm again, I don't write op-eds, so there's the first thing. But I don't know. I mean, it is like, it is kind of the thing that too. It's like no matter if it's like you work for a U.S. media place or or Russia or like any
or fucking BBC, like
or like any fucking imperial power of the world. It's like they're all fucking evil.
No.
Like I can't I would rather not work at a place that for a country that I think is evil, but there's not very many of those out there in the world. It seems like so. No, what is it? What do I go fucking work at like a German one and then go promote like some weird perverted version of German colonialism around the world or some shit like they do?
Did you? Oh, talking about colonialism. Did you see? I don't think you did. You're not really on Irish Twitter.
No, I'm not on Irish Twitter at all.
But this guy put out like apparently the Irish are like top of the world right now in like 2 sports. I think it was rugby or something like that, and I don't know, I'm bullshitting, but like two categories. Okay. And this guy literally wrote like an article about how superior the Irish race is.
Jesus fucking Christ.
With these literal words saying like, we need to accept that we are the master race, and that that we are the best in these 2 categories of sport. And it's like, what? You can just say that you're good at sports and not say like use literal Nazi rhetoric, like and that's just an op-ed that gets like published in an Irish. Where was it published? The Irish Times, probably.
Oh, okay,
something.
Cool.
No, one of the biggest like Irish.
Please send this to me. I feel that then I feel we need to pick Kieran's brain on this one.
I think he definitely saw it, because I think he also retweeted. But it was like everyone on Irish Twitter was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like all Irish people were like, "I no, no, this is not." This is not it.
No. What? White supremacy is not it?
It's
Damn,
wow,
that's crazy.
damn.
Damn. Yo.
So weird. But I mean,
racism's out, guys.
damn. But like Irish opeds are honestly the worst thing ever. Like it's just basically
I believe that. I mean, I think op-eds are
well, in
are
general they're
horrible.
pretty horrible, but in Ireland most of the writers are of course like super old people that make so much money, like basically everywhere else, but
I just don't get the point of an op. If I wanted someone's opinion, I would go to a place that then has like actual experts on something,
yeah.
not someone who just is like, "Well, here's my 2 cents on it," and I'm like, I'm my dad's friends like with the CEO or something. That's how I got the job here. Literally. All right. Remember, like, I mentioned back to our good boy at Bloomberg. Fuck, I forgot his name. He's whatever, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
He is like,
the character guy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But he's a perfect example that then his like uncle is like the former chancellor of Germany.
Oh, holy shit.
Like,
wow. Okay.
I mean, that's just like the king level of hustle that then you have to have. Just you have to know someone.
Yeah.
You don't have to be good at anything.
No. Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So like,
yeah.
like,
and in Ireland, like a lot of them are also probably politicians or affiliated to Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, which are like the liberal government for basically right wing as well, and they're all like, why are young people complaining that everything's so expensive? I bought a house when I was 18. Like, yeah, okay,
cool, dude. Yeah, like how much was it? Like $1,000?
Yeah,
like,
literally like €5. Like, what are you on about?
What currency was Ireland even on? Like before the euro? I don't even know.
Holy shit, I don't know.
I don't know, doubloons, like pots of gold. Like
no, because I guess they had the pound first when they were all. Oh my god, I actually don't know.
I've never asked anyone. I've never asked any Irish person this. Whatever.
I've just never thought about it.
Yeah, I've never thought about
like,
it.
Yeah, euros.
The euro.
I was just very happy I didn't have to convert.
Yeah, the euro is just always like it's existed forever to me. Like
honestly, the only
2002 and beyond. But yeah, so we had our just to kind of like wind down this lovely chill episode that we've been having.
Irish pound, sorry.
Irish pound? What the fuck? That's so lame. That sucks ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to wind down this lovely chill episode that we've been having, that I don't think I'm going to edit really any of, to be very honest. We had our first live show with you, Uma, last week. And how was it? How was the experience? You know, in front of 50,000 screaming fans at, you know, a place that holds, I think, maybe 30.
I can't believe they were all there for me, though.
Yeah. They're just, people were just holding up signs like, Uma, give me a
child.
I was going to say, give me a, like, you know, a joke or a riff, but, you know, but yeah, okay, fine. Yes. Everyone wanted Uma's children at the you know, again at the 50,000
Rumpelstiltskin.
I guess I don't know what's going on in your head. I had a much more wholesome much more wholesome idea in my head of what happened.
You can tell I'm brain dead. I'm just it was terrifying, but I mean really nice. I was sweating a lot. And also we had these like very bright lights just directly into our eyes, like shining into our eyes. So it was like, yeah, I don't know. I felt very exposed.
Oh.
I was like, I'm sweating so much and everyone's seeing how shiny my forehead is right now.
Oh, I was just expecting a much more like, oh yeah, it was good answer, not like I was sweating and it's bright.
I'm a very sweaty person.
Yo, I stunk. I smelled so bad.
No, it was really nice. And I mean, it was really nice as well. What I noticed is that like a quarter of the, or like 1/3 of the people had never actually listened to the episode.
Poor souls.
I did the podcast. Yeah, I know, right?
I'm very curious of that person, of how do you just stumble upon.
I think a lot of people just like stand-up like live comedy and stuff. So I guess they just.
What about if we weren't funny though? And then just imagine how just disappointed they would have been.
Yeah,
They
I
just
know,
spent $5.
I know.
Like,
Oh my god, that's why I was also nervous, because when Karen was like, "Who has ever listened to the podcast?" and like, "Who has never?" and quite a few people said like shouted or whatever. I was like, oh, fuck.
To be honest, I'm always surprised that every time as well of that, because Kieran asked that question as a joke, and then we actually do get like response.
Yeah.
And then it's always the same question that I have immediately in my head of like, who is this person? Again, if you are this person and you then have ended up listening to our show, and then now you're listening to, you've made it this far in this episode.
Yeah, wow,
congratulations.
You didn't hate the next episode.
Literally an hour of nothing. Yeah, please let us know how, why, what made you want to stay. Like, were we just, I would assume that you just saw 4 really hot people and you were like, this can't be bad. And at the end you were like, okay, whatever. They're hot, but content could have been better. But I'll give the podcast a shot.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I just thought it was really funny because when Brazil was mentioned and some people were like, yeah, Brazil.
Come to Späti, come to Brazil.
They were the ones who had never listened to the podcast. So I love that they felt that comfortable already that they were like, yeah, Brazil, like in the middle of the fucking show.
I love how we did get the real life then rendition of the equivalent of come to Brazil. Yeah. Oh, I
love you in Brazil.
Yeah, I thought that last live show was wonderful, and thank you once again to everyone who came out. And I don't know when the next live show will be. They're
always kind of harder. Mystery. They're always a
mystery. I mean, it's kind of the thing also as well of just kind of, making sure everyone's schedules line up. That's the biggest problem for us.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and also if you want us to come and do a live show in your neck of the woods, please let us know, because we've been trying to do live shows outside of Berlin. Well, tried once, didn't happen, but would still like to. So if you want Corner Späti to come to your town, please.
Call.
No, but in all honesty, we had, I don't know, it was CCB was pretty packed, but the place is pretty tiny. So I mean,
like 50 people.
Yeah, it was cute. It was lovely.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It was packed, but it is a small.
Yeah. So if you wanted to just have us come and perform at your house. So
we just want beer and food.
We just want food, lodging, maybe, and some beverages. But we don't have any announcements to do, right?
No, I think we've been announcing the live show for so long that now it feels empty, like not having anything to say, But
I guess the only announcement that I have is that, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we have the next installment of our Cyberpunk series coming out on the Patreon around the holidays. We will have more details with that, and it'll be done in a 2-part series. So if you are not subscribed to the Patreon, it is we lowered it down to €3 because we had made it into like a solidarity thing, because we'd been producing less content. We'll be keeping it at the €3 for the foreseeable future, of course, until we get back onto a regular schedule of doing weekly content, which we were trying to get back to. But if you want to get in on the bonus content or or just want to hear the Cyberpunk stuff that I don't think we've put all of it up on the main feed, it is €3 for the entire back catalog of all of our bonus stuff, and you'll get all the bonus stuff in the future. And it will be staying like that for a little bit until we want to be mean and raise the price back €2. But also too, if you want the bonus content and you cannot afford it, the €3 a month is too much for you, which is completely understandable. Just message any of us on Twitter, or if you follow any of us on other social medias. Do not email my wife about this, but we will give you any episodes from the Patreon via MP3, through email and whatnot. So yeah, it's not you don't have to, if you cannot afford it, don't worry, just let us know and we'll send it to you.
Exactly.
And on that note, we hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, and we'll see you guys all next week. And I hope that you're having as cozy of a time as I am right now.
Nice.
So take care.
Bye.